For this exercise, you'll need to choose a single piece of reference from which to develop some thumbnail sketches. Take a little time to choose. We'll be working with this sketch for a little while. This will be really valuable time invested. Trust me. Okay, does this look anything like your house or your studio? If you're anything like me, you're a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to reference material. Because wow, someday I'll paint that, right? So I end up with boxes and boxes of old style, old school photographs, printouts from the computer that I think I'm going to paint someday. Sometimes I do. And then of course nowadays there's the iPad, which is a great way to paint. Lots of my students have these, so these are super cool. And even your iPhone can be okay. I'm not really big on it, but it can be okay to paint from. So tons and tons of choices. For this particular project, I do want you to spend a little time taking care to make a choice. And just because we're going to be doing some value studies and we're going to do some color studies, so we're going to be working with the same reference material for a while. So for one thing, you really want to like it. And for another thing, you want it to have 3 to 5 strong shapes and strong value differences. So here's some examples that I think are along the lines of something that would be good for this project. And then here's some examples. I don't want to say they're bad because they're beautiful subjects, maybe not just quite right for what we're doing here. And right along this time in a workshop, people are really anxious about their choice and they want some extra input from me. And you're welcome to contact me at landscapepaintinglessons.com and you can get some extra input from me about what to paint. All right, we're going to move on. Okay, for this exercise, you're going to need a single piece of reference. You're going to have to narrow it down to one piece of reference. And from that reference, not using 2 or 3, from one piece of reference, I want you to develop 4 different line studies. They can be different proportions, but you can see in mine that I've used this piece of reference really as just a foundation. I've kind of made just a nod to it. I've simplified the shapes. I've taken a little bit of license here and there. I've cropped into it. So all of that's possible for you. And we're going to choose one of our little line drawings to develop the black and white studies. And then we're going to be doing color studies from that same drawing. So you do want to spend a little bit of time because you're going to want to like it because we're going to use it for a little bit here. So this is the one that I'm going to use right here. I like it. It's super simple. It's a square, which I'm really enamored of. So that's the next step for you. And we'll get going. Here are some examples of how I might simplify some reference into a line composition. I'd like you to do them thumbnail size, no bigger than say 3 or 4 inches, so they don't take a lot of time. And once you've settled on a single piece of reference, take a little time to explore 3 or 4 different compositions. Here's the reference that I settled on, and the 4 versions that I'm choosing from. I like the simple one.